Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about the Trek Top Fuel 7 2022 edition. This is an incredible bike. I'm going to give you some specs. I'm going to go over what you get with this bike, and then we're going to bring you along for a little ride with some really fast GoPro footage. I actually set a personal record on this bike. It is incredible. So right off the bat, the paint on this bike is incredible. The look it's just so sleek looking. The brakes are incredible. This is Shimano everything on this bike. The rear shock is Fox, and then the front shocks are Rock shocks. Trek describes this bike as a full suspension mountain bike that combines the speed of a cross-country bike with the go-for-it gusto of a trail bike. It's efficient up climbs and fast on sprints, but it's not afraid of letting loose when you want to get rowdy. So I totally agree with this, because right off the bat, this bike made me a faster rider immediately. So fast on the downhills, but it can climb. I mean, on the back, when I was touching the rear suspension, it has this little lever where you can set it to a full suspension with the bounciness of the full suspension, then kind of a mid-grade setting, and then you can completely lock out the back shock for climbs, which is huge for me because so many of the rides that I want to do have significant climbs. I've got the clip-in pedals, which is also a big change, and I can't recommend that enough. If you're not a completely beginner rider, clipping in is a game changer, and this bike, you benefit from it so much. Trek also describes a bike as a killer suspension setup with both efficient and ready to party. Apparently this bike likes to party. And then a minnow link, which lets you make small adjustments to your geometry quickly and easily, even mid-ride. So what they're talking about there is basically this little area on towards the back of the frame connected to the rear shock, where you can kind of change how that rear shock acts. It has a sleek internal storage compartment, which gives you a versatile spot to stow tools and gear, and that is under that water bottle cage, which it comes with the water bottle cage. And then it has a new removable knockback, has a bigger steering angle to keep cables and hoses safe without sacrificing turning radius. So the big thing with this bike is the turning radius and how swiftly this bike turns. So I'm coming from a motocross background, and this bike feels the closest to anything that I've ridden close to a motocross bike. It feels so fast. It feels super responsive, and when you get that same pep of a dirt bike right out of a corner, you can get that with this bike. The downhill speed is incredible. You feel safe and secure on the bike. It feels sturdy. As far as other things, if this bike is right for you, if you want a full suspension mountain bike that's fast on flats and rolling terrain but has enough travel to wild the trail, that's how Trek describes it, and you want a solid build spec at a price that won't break the bank. So right now this bike is sitting at $3,200 MSRP. When it came out in I guess 2021, 2022, it was right around like $3,500 to $3,600. It's an aluminum frame bike. It's got that internal storage, 120 millimeter rock shocks, 35 gold fork, 120 millimeter of rear travel with Fox Performance float DPS shock, and then the 3-point position dampener I was talking about with those 3 different settings. It's an affordable bike that has a crazy amount of performance. It made me a faster rider right out of the gate, which, I mean, that's all you can hope for, especially if you're in the market to upgrade from a hardtail, or you got a full suspension bike you're not happy with, which is exactly what happened with me. So as far as the sizing, I'm 5'10", I weigh 175 to 180 depending on the day, and I bought a medium large bike. So it comes with a wheel size of 29 inches. This bike is fit perfectly for me. It's a pretty heavy bike. I think the exact weight is 31 pounds. 31 pounds, almost 32 pounds. And Trek's warranties with these bikes, lifetime warranty on the frame and wheels, and then 2 years for the Trek and Bontrager parts, suspension linkage components, and paint. I mean, that's a great, super great warranty for something like this. And it was really nice touches having like the protection on the underside of the frame with that rubberized piece to protect your frame, because let's just face facts, you're going to be hitting things there. And then that rubberized portion you saw that was below the chain linkage. This bike is like super easy to bunny hop and jump. I mean, this bike is very jumpable. And for how easy it was to bunny hop, I mean, coming from my experience level, being able to do that, it makes a huge difference. I'm super impressed with the chain and the chain linkage, and then the cassette, as well as the front sprocket. Everything just feels like quality. Everything just feels solid with this bike. I can't imagine what a top end, top fuel is, and some of these Fuel EX bikes. I mean, if this is like a mid-grade bike, I can't imagine what a top-end bike would feel like. I'm going to leave you guys with some more riding footage. Like I said, this is some of the fastest I've ridden this trail. I set a personal record on this trail this day. I felt great on the bike. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around for the ride. Take care.